Hi, wrestling fans. Thanks for clicking the RODDY Rose Report. Had a birthday yesterday. Was busy. And sorry I ain't been on here much lately, but hadn't been really too much. If there's really some good groundbreaking news, I'm going to be on here. But so far it's been kind of wishy-washy. Anyway, let me know if you're going to get the SummerSlam pay-per-view. And let's go on with some news here. This is from the other day. Got two reports on here. A private funeral for Hall of Famer Roddy Piper was held in Portland on August 11th, attended by his family and friends. Ric Flair was one of those that spoke at the funeral. Notable names in attendance were Triple H in China, Chanel Sonnet, Michael P.S. Hayes, Brian Knobbs, Bret Hart. China and Triple H were reportedly in the same room for about an hour, but never spoke. Oh, and by the way, Vince McMahon wasn't there. Both Triple H, this is on one report, but both Triple H and China were among those in attendance, like I said, but it was noted that they were in there for about an hour in this one room, but supposedly didn't speak with Sean Waltman, or X-Pac, says there was a brief altercation. He said shortly after the report surfaced, a fan wrote to former WWE superstar on Twitter, China, at Roddy Piper's funeral. He says that just didn't sound right. And did she ever even work with him? And Waltman responded, said, they may have met a few times, you're exactly right. She kind of bum rushed Hunter and said, sorry for everything. He said that was pathetic. But then he says, I was informed later that she didn't crash the funeral. She apparently was invited. And Waltman says, I have to correct myself. I apologize for using the word trash. Crash. She was very close to being taken down by security, he said, though, whether she knows it or not. And after the threats and lies she told about, Triple H, they had their eye on her. All right, I guess you probably heard about that. A fan threw a replica Money in the Bank briefcase at Roman Reigns during a live event with Bray Wyatt this past Saturday in Victoria, British Columbia. Reigns recently spoke with Miami Herald and talked about the incident. He says, I was kind of confused at first. He says, I thought Wyatt hit me in the head with a kendo stick. He says, so immediately I'd like, oh man, you're about to get it now, brother. And then you're about to get your butt whipped. But then he said, I looked down and I saw the briefcase. So I'm trying to piece things together. And if you see the video, you kind of see me stand up to where I kind of looked a little bit hot. He says, I was able to process the situation. Finally, in a matter of seconds, I knew what needed to be done. So our security team took over. He said it was a bad choice by a 31-year-old man throwing a briefcase at entertainers while they're busting their butts, to entertain you. Everybody was on top of it, and he was escorted out briefly after, and lucky for me, the briefcase was plastic, so it didn't hurt me. So it's just kind of scary. And what if something, could have hurt me? It could have still hit him in the eye and stuff. I'm a character and sports entertainer, wrestler. But I'm also a father and a husband and a provider, he says. So, scary for me. But for what? He said the only thing the guy got was like 10 seconds of internet fame. He said it's tough to deal with, hard to process. But the guy is not invited, cannot come to any more WWE events. Looks like WWE's upcoming DVD and Blu-ray on Owen Hart's going to be featuring a 2-hour documentary. The set is now confirmed to be released in the U.S. on December 8th, in the U.K. on December 7th, and it's called Owen, Heart of Gold. And there's a little bit of a synopsis going on. It says Heart of Gold is it's got between 90 and 120 minutes of documentary. I don't know why they don't know how long it is. Don't sound right. But it's an in-depth look at the career and the life of Owen Hart and his everlasting legacy as told by his brother Bret, his family, his colleagues, and fans. And a lot of matches. Yesterday was the two-time birthday of AWA champion Jumpin' Jim Brunzell, 66 years old. I'm not sure whether he's using a walker to jump with now or not, but Former WWF, WCW wrestler Chad Fortune, 48. Former ECW, WWF Tag Team Champion Spike Dudley, 45 years old. Former AJP, WWF, WCW Tag Team Champion Brian Crush Adams. He died on this day of a suspected drug overdose, and the official cause never been made public, but he was only 44 years old. And that, also in 2010, Lance Cade, real name's Lance McNaught, was found dead of heart failure at the age of 29 years old, and he was a three-time World Tag Team Champion. All right, WWE Champion John Cena, or United States Champion, is going to be a guest host and co-host of NBC's Today Show this coming Monday and Thursday on the 9 o'clock hour, if you watch that on NBC. Live in New York City. Cena's going to be promoting SummerSlam. And he's also going to be on Late Night with Seth Meyers during the early morning hours of Friday, August 21st, like 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. Summer Rae, she was on the field with the Chicago Bears pregame the other night with her dad. Noted before, Stephen Amell, it's kind of a strange story. He was apparently in ring training for his SummerSlam match last week, and Amell, now sporting a black eye, posted a video noting that he busted himself in the mouth while doing lifts with a bar. You should try doing this, not your mouth. Amell said both his molars were pushed into his tongue. And Amell later notes that he won't be getting a chance to do much SummerSlam training because of his busy schedule. So I guess he's telling us don't expect much. But anyway, he posted another video noting that he saw his doctor and took a significant amount of tongue out when he did that. Also, that the video, Amell thanks everyone for his WWE experience and so on, and said his Facebook video got over 50,000 likes, and his Twitter finally went over 1 million. And he said he also hurt his elbow and forearm hitting Stardust. And regarding the possible future appearances with WWE, Amell says this is kind of a one and off, that he wasn't expected and likely won't be doing any more appearances. Good or bad, we'll find out at SummerSlam. August 3rd, Neville taking on Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight title match was the first time, believe it or not, WWE title had been defended on Raw since January 7th, 2013. And that's where Punk defended it against Ryback in a TLC match. Oh, this is awful too. Hall of Famer Pedro Morales, 72 years old, is suffering now from Parkinson's disease, which I think is what Muhammad Ali's got, had for years. Jeff Jarrett's Global Force Wrestling is going to be will return to Orleans Arena in Vegas next Friday, August 21st. Their second set of GFW Amped TV taping. They got a special gift for people right around there. If you want to get a 4-pack of tickets, $40, not bad. You got to use a promo code. But here's these their X-Gen title tournament rounds. There was a bunch of them on here. Here's let's know who's on his card. He's got a lot of people working it. Sound like it's gonna be a full card too. All right, it's Andrew Everett taking on TJP for one match, and Trevor Lee taking on Virgil Flynn. Salido Mysterioso taking on Tease and Sleaze, which is Kenny King and Joey Ryan. Bullet Club, which is Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows, versus Killer Elite Squad, which is Lant Hoyt, Davey Boy Smith Jr. Women's title tournament is going to be Candice LeRae and Bullet Babe Amber Gallows, which is Katrina Waters. You know her. Another championship round is Sheldon Benjamin taking on J.R. Creto. Bobby Roode taking on Eric Young in another match, and Chris Mordetsky or Chris Masters taking on Nick Adias, which is formerly Magnus. Global Force Stars got South Africa, Iran, India, Mexico, PJ Black, or formerly Justin Gabriel, taking on, and the Akbars taking on Sanjay Dutt and Los Luchas. Big show. All right, I just wanted to throw this in. Former WWE star Chyna recently spoke with Chris Duke and on Bell to Bell podcast, asked if WWE ever had plans for a female world champion. She replied, yes, there certainly was, and it was actually in the pipeline and ready to happen when Playboy came along and wanted me to pose for them. I had a choice to make, and Vince told me if I did Playboy, I could never be world champion. And she says, I'm a woman, I'd like to feel pretty and liberated, and I'll be able to kick some ass too. So I chose Playboy and was never world champion. I think the main reason Chyna did Playboy is because she wanted to prove something. And we all thought that's not right, that she wanted to prove something, and she proved it, and we found out that we were wrong. Got it. Thanks for clicking, you guys. I gotta go.